Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between. Welcome back to Spark923 Gaming. I'm your host, Spark923, aka Firehawk5150, aka Lucas, and we are back in Sea of Thieves. Surprisingly enough, where we are doing something a little different tonight. Um, we are currently trying out something new. Where since it's Pride Month, we are going to be here going through a few asked questions about like being LGBT and stuff like that, and uh, other things. So we're trying to find out and probably even do like a few Reddit things, give our opinion on it, see what happens. But we're also going to be sailing around in Sea of Thieves, so we'll see what we can do as far as that. We're also going to be trying something new as far as our game chat. We're going to be running through the Discord. So bear with us. I know growing pains are annoying, but we'll see what we can do. I showed several people how to do this, so we're going to just go with what we can. So, as far as our schedule goes, Saturday we'll be back on the build table with the Storm Sorter, possibly wrapping that up. And then, just. um, so, um, and then next Tuesday we'll be back in Hollow Knight, and then next Thursday, who knows? We will see. But after that, I will be off for a week, so I will be on vacation, relaxing, far away from stream. So yes, um, sorry, we're still figuring out the Discord thing. Um, so as of right now, uh, we're working on it. We are currently at 161 followers. That is 9 away from our 170 follower goal. So please hit that follow button. Help get us up to 170 before the end of the year. We'd greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell over at our YouTube, Spark923 at YouTube. We greatly appreciate that as well. And also, if you really want to help out the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because subscribing not only gets rid of those pesky ads, but it also helps us out with server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, model kits, and diapers for little baby Bray. So, And with that, we really don't have much else to say, so we're going to keep tinkering this. There we go. We got Ryoko in. So, Ryoku in, so that's good. And we'll go from there. Hang on. Can you hear me? Make sure that your microphone isn't X'd off or anything like that. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, that's fine. All right, and we have our lovely my lovely partner here, Ryoko Angel, who's going to be joining us for some of the discussions. She will not. She'll be gaming on her own, but go ahead and say something. Okay, I'm just waiting for one chat to catch up with the other, so I can. Go ahead and say something. Uh huh. Yeah. Okay, I'm just waiting for one chat. Okay, something's being weird. Hang on. Let's see. It's picking me up. That's there, that's there. All right, because I'm not picking you up on OBS, because so this thing is, of course, going to be a pain in the butt. Let me see here. Option, add source. Application audio capture. Alright, could you try saying something now? Of course, everything's gonna be weird for me. Yeah, okay, so that's being bupkis. Alright. So we're gonna try this. From what Clay sent me, he says if it becomes too complicated, have her press the Windows key plus G. So you know what the Windows key is, right? All right, so hit that and G, and then it'll bring up the game bar. Okay, so here, let me do this. All right, and then it should be able to see me. Or I should be able to, like, invite you here. Oh, does it tell you to, like, search for a party? Or give you an option to, like, look for a party or something? Okay. Okay. Still figuring it out, folks. Bear with me. All right, hang on. Gotta see what's going on. Okay, so we're having a few technical difficulties. Rio's trying to get it figured out on her computer, so we're just gonna try to go ahead and get things sorted out here. So, sorry guys. Yeah, I thought this was gonna work. Apparently not. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I knew I should have done more testing with that. I don't really know how it's going up there with Rio, so... I'm pretty certain that probably the uh, voice chat had audio settings that I couldn't figure out. Nope, won't sign into Xbox, so we're fucked. Okay. Well, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Well, Okay, so this is a bit annoying. All right, I'm gonna try something else because I have Discord up on my. I have Discord up on my desktop. Maybe if I have that up, I can use the audio from that. I'm sorry that this is taking so long, folks. This is something I should have planned out earlier. I have Clay trying to get it going, and now we're waiting on. I'm begging Rio to get back on the Discord. This is he for this work. So, okay, Clay, dude, say something. Okay. Hang on. In the voice chat. Okay, mute that radio thing. Okay, Clay, listen to me. Okay, mute that radio thing. Okay, Clay, listen to me. He can't hear me. I know he can't hear me. I'm freaking out over stuff here. All right. Okay, I hear you. Go ahead, say something. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out as well. It's yeah, I know. I don't. I remember there was something that was brought up about it. Then it ended up being a thing that I regretted. So yeah, go ahead and try saying something. Yeah, but it's not picking up on the. It's not picking up on that. But it seems like uh Rio might have got signed in. Hang on. Okay. 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 Windows G thing. Okay. Okay. Leaving this. Leaving this BS. Okay. I'll have to sort that out later. That's just becoming. I don't know how people think that that's simple. That does. That I don't know how people do this. I don't. I don't know how people do that for streaming. That is ridiculous. That is just honestly garbage. Okay, there we go. Oh. All right. I'm gonna need to hear voices here. Okay, there we go.
What was that?
There you are. Ah,
Hey, I'm here.
yay.
It took about an hour.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. We were trying our best here. I was kicked out for being a lazy beard. Great. All right, Clay should be joining up. There we go. Clay dude has joined the party. Ah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, did you join the game or did you just join the party?
I
I
just joined the party.
No. I'm talking to Clay.
it gave me an error message when I joined.
Yeah, because I got kicked as a lazy beard probably right when you joined.
Yeah, it said something weird.
Yeah, okay. We'll get that sorted out. All right.
The
So,
the audio quality on the Discord was worse too than this.
hearing me?
Yeah, like you were staticky and fuzzy. This is clear.
Yeah. I don't if Discord work if for anyone out there, if Discord works for you, good for you. Cuz I'm saying fuck it. Cuz this is bullshit.
I know, right?
That was bullshit.
It was bullshit. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what.
Yeah, I'll tell you. If I mean, as ugh, I don't like being fuck around with technology, and believe me, I've looked up videos on how to do it and everything else. It was so freaking. It looks so freaking easy, and they said you don't even have to link it to your OBS. I'm like, well, that's great because it's going to be projecting through your audio on the Xbox. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And sure enough, we get Rio in on it, and nothing's coming out. I mean, I hear her, but I don't hear anything via the Xbox stuff, the video cap. And I'm like, that is bullshit. So
Well, I got in the Discord. My ears got blasted out for some loud ass music.
Yeah, Clover put that in there because she thought it'd be something neat for like when I do build nights or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And it's been operating on its own for a while. And every time I go in, it blasts music. So I just muted the thing. I like, no, I'm going to see if we can remove it. So,
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out how to mute that.
yeah, it's.
Well, on the Xbox, I'm
I mean,
sure it's faster on
this
a
is
computer.
this is nothing against Clover at all. I have a feeling that she's dealing with something tonight because she hasn't been on the Discord today. But uh, I'm going to say right now, it is very annoying. I've made a mistake in allowing the robot radio. So we need to remove that. All right, so what do we plan on doing? I have a series of. I have brought up on Reddit a post that says, "What questions you've always wanted to ask LGBTQ people, but didn't because you don't want to offend them." And since we're pretty easygoing on things, uh, I thought, well, why don't we take a crack at some of these? So, Rio, you still hear us? I feel I'm talking to myself.
I hear you, but I don't hear Rio.
Yeah,
I heard her earlier.
yeah, I did too. Well, we didn't like lose her connection wise. Up there she goes. She left.
Oh, yeah, there goes the connection.
Well, shit. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
I'll wait for audio.
Hey,
There we go. Okay. Let me see
yeah,
when
I think me joining my game disconnected me from the call.
Okay. So, as I was explaining to everyone, I have uh I have a thing that says questions have you what questions have you always wanted to ask LGBTQ plus people but didn't because you were afraid to offend them. That is what I dug up, and that is what we're going to do.
Can I say a question that kind of does annoy me?
Sure, go ahead.
Sometimes people ask a question, so who's the wife and who's the husband?
Yeah, that one's actually on this list. So I'll let Clay start with this because I have a interpretation of it because there's several different ways to answer this that are a bit more sensitive than uh, some people would be like, well, it has to work like that, or a bit more open-minded. But you go ahead and you give your opinion first because you brought up this question. You take the lead on it.
Well, when I get asked that question, I just look at the person and say, we're husband and husband.
Exactly. And
And then they look at me all
yeah.
confused.
Well, I fully agree with you on that because they're coming from a dynamic of this is of there's only this, and I don't believe I do not believe that a lot of people, majority wise, are saying that maliciously. I'd have to hear the tone of it, but I know that some people that I've had asked that we lost her again. Uh, and I did because I've heard it asked maliciously and I've heard it asked politely, and I mean there are some I've known a few people that are like, well, there's like a more feminine guy in the relationship and a more masculine guy in the relationship, and but usually it's almost as like a joke that they'll do that. And it's not like they're like, no, this isn't how we seriously portray our relationship. We see ourselves as husband and husband. But if you but they just go like they like but just to kind of like get a laugh for ourselves, this is what we say. And I'm like, okay. So it gives people a chance to troll, at least on our side. So uh but in all honesty, folks, the proper way is we see our relationships as what they are. So I mean, if you see two guys or two women or anything like that, uh you're seeing a wife and a husband and a husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh yeah, it's that's just how it is. uh and I mean, and the thing is and then some of us don't even like can I mean, I will call my partner my wife, uh but usually for like an equality standing, I usually will just say well, this is my partner, this is my wife. It usually depends on the setting. If I'm being like formal, I usually say wife. If I'm being just like casual, I'll say partner. It doesn't change anything of our dynamic. We still do ourselves equal on that. So uh it's all a matter of, for like our relationship, that's how it works for us. So, and Rio's back. Hopefully this works.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll
Hello.
just say spouse as well.
Yeah, spouse is also a
Uh,
good one. Uh I mean, it's the only difference it is for, so for the cis people out there and hetero relationship people out there. Um I'm as far as even if you mean well on it, just think a little bit before saying, so who's the husband, who's the wife. Because I will tell you, there are some hetero relationships where the wife is the husband and the husband's the wife, in my opinion, uh, from
yeah, the husband
observation.
stays at home and the
Yeah.
wife goes to work.
So I'd say if you aren't comfortable having that question asked of you, I wouldn't be asking it like frivolously to someone else. Uh, so yeah. Um, let's see here. Um, oh, first one's a laugh riot here. Um, I haven't been. Well, this person starts off. It's they're kind of bragging on themselves. They're like, I'm not sure if it's still insensitive, but I'm not insensitive enough to ask hot dog or tacos. Um, I have had that question asked to me, and in all honesty, I think I find it so like immaturely funny that I can't really get offended by it. I think straight people would get more offended by it than
Yeah, probably.
yeah. I mean, there are some LGBT that would probably find that rather in poor taste for sure. And I'm not trying to belittle that or anything like that. But if you just walked up to a random group of like LGBTs and said, "So, who here's hot dog? Who's here's taco?" I'm sure they mostly just laugh at you, and then be like, "Oh, you're serious?" And just be like, "Okay, well, you're weird," and just go on our merry way. So, um, yeah. Um, oh, okay. So here's one. If Rio's still connected,
Yeah, I'm here.
uh, this one's pretty simple. What is the ace flag colors?
Purple. So, the basically from the top down, it's purple, white, gray, and then black.
Okay. And is there any like specific meaning behind that, or if you don't know the answer to that one, hun, you don't have to. If you want to look it up, you can. If there's like because they say that like for uh with like by the pink and blue were used like during like times in Germany when they were separating out bis from gays and all that stuff, and they would integrate them differently that way. But I'm not sure if they're. I think it's just muted colors because it's kind of just a gray identity. But if there is a meaning, then I'd say yeah, that's definitely something to look into. Um.
So I actually looked it up because I
Oh, sweet,
didn't know.
sweet.
The black represents the asexuality or a lack of sexual attraction.
Okay.
Gray represents the gray area between sexual and asexual, including
Okay.
gray, asexuality, and demi.
Oh, Demi.
Uh,
Yeah.
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 White represents allosexuality, or the presence of sexual attraction, like you
Uh huh.
guys.
Yeah.
Or more broadly, non-sexual, non-asexual partners or allies. So,
Okay. Okay.
like you, Blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or purple represents the entire asexual community.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's neat.
So, so it's basically just the breakdown of
Of the different divisions and the overall.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Um. Oh, okay. This one's a bit more like of a modern thing here. Um. Do you prefer the original rainbow flag or the new amalgamated flag that includes the extra pink, light blue, brown, black, and circle? Uh, in all honesty, I like the new amalgamated one because it shows more inclusivity. Um, I I mean, if people preference different ones, I mean that kind of comes down to their opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, the new amalgamated flag is pretty inclusive and a lot more. I think it's a pretty neat looking flag. I mean, we have one outside our house, so. Um, do you have opinion on that, Clay?
I kind of prefer the original because
Okay.
they used to represent the entire community.
Yeah. I'm taking mine more from a design point of view because I like to see evolution in design. So seeing the flag evolve and change through the years, I guess, is why I tend to kind of favor the amalgamated. But I see your point, and
Like the one with when it's a triangle on the end of it, I
uh huh,
like that one.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
one with
That's yeah,
when it has the stripes, the brown and black and
uh huh,
pink and stripes on the bottom, I
uh
don't
huh.
like that one.
Okay.
I prefer the triangle one.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That I believe is the new amalgamated, which is oh we lost the Frio again. uh, So yeah, the new amalgamated one is the one that has the triangle. Yeah, welcome back, Rio. uh, so yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Clay, and that's like the latest developed one of it. Is it includes like everything, but it's more laid out better than just adding more bars to it. So I mean, it adds more to it, but it adds to the design more than just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So, and before anyone gets like on us about anything, uh, we're not saying we are experts or anything like that. We are just giving our opinions, and you are all welcome to your own opinions. We aren't going to. We're definitely not trying to say anything belittling or anything like that. And just so everyone just kind of hold your horses.
Yeah, I
um,
give my
What if I don't have
Oh,
horses?
hang on, Clay. What was that, hon?
Can I say which one I like?
Oh,
Which feather
absolutely,
type?
absolutely.
See, I actually really like the classic one,
Uh huh.
but and I do like the trans one that we have that has like the trans
The
colors.
trans enter and
Yeah, and all that one.
yeah. Hmm.
But my favorite is the actually the two spirit one.
Oh yeah. Which
Like
one's that one?
that's the one with like the bear paws and like the Native American flag feathers on it. That's like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's the one where it's the uh basically the two souls
Right, right, right.
flag flag.
Let's see here. I
It
think I
looks
could.
really cool.
Let me
But
see if I
that
could.
that looks my favorite.
Yeah, let's see. Two spirit flag image. Uh, hmm. There's a
What?
there. Well, they show the two feathers one, but not with the bear paw. I think the bear paw might represent something else.
Oh yeah, I might be getting it.
Yeah, no, but it's two air. Uh, it's two feathers, and they usually are putting it on. From what they're showing, they're integrating it on several different types of flags. Like they have two spirit ace, two spirit traditional flag, two spirit pan,
There's
all
a
that stuff. So
there's an ADHD one.
yeah,
But yeah, I
I'm
like the
pretty sure the bear paw one is for bears,
yeah, uh, yeah. I think
the big
I
feathery hairy ones.
I've yeah. uh, uh, for those of you who don't know, that's kind of like biker bod. Anyway,
But yeah, like
uh,
I like the
no, I get it.
one.
It's a yeah, it's a different one. It's definitely interesting for sure. Let's see what else we got. All right. So this person says, "I know you guys want to be inclusive, but I always feel behind on the letters. Is it okay to still say LGBTQ uh, and not be offending?" I don't think that's asking too much.
I mean, I personally don't know all the letters.
Because I
I just
believe
say
it's,
LGBTQ.
I think it's like LGBTQIAA something something, and I'd say if you could get like if you could get I kind of put it on the rules of like pi. So if you could get at least like the first 4 or 5 sections of it, you did enough. That's just my opinion on that. Um, but
I mean like, but like so our generation we do it by LGBT because that's what
yeah,
was originally identified back when we were younger.
yes.
But like now that more and more identities are growing, but like I think it's just I think it's fine just to go, you know, add
If you
just like the plus.
Yeah, I mean, if you throw in the plus, yes, I'd say that is fair. Uh, and I want people to, since this is coming off of a text based platform, I want people to know that if you're dealing with people in real life, tone is everything. If you come at someone and your tone is genuinely, look, I'm just curious about this. Are you guys like? And if you were to come up to, let's say, me or Rio in public, like, hey, are you LGBT? I would be like, and you had said it in that tone, and it didn't sound like you were expecting me to say something, and you immediately go, "Oh, okay," or it sounded like you were threatening or preparing to be threatening or something like that. I would be like, "Yeah, I am," and I wouldn't really be too bothered by it. Um, and but if you also said like LGBTQ plus, I would probably be like, "Yeah, we do have a lot of letters, don't we?" So yeah.
I
So
hear people just call it alphabet soup sometimes.
that's all. That's
Yeah.
great. I love that. That is awesome.
Yeah, but they're saying it as an insult.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
like
sucks.
yeah, it's like the MAGA, like anti-woke thing.
Okay, well that's well. Guess where it comes from. Yeah, that kind of ruins it. Then we need to like
Oh
reclaim
no,
that.
oh no, they're putting non-binary people into video games.
Okay. Oh, here's one from someone from Italy. Uh, what does non-binary mean? Uh, and they never met anyone, and they never met anyone who is non-binary or transgendered, so they're curious as to the meaning of non-binary. Um, non-binary is, I believe, it's non-identifying, like their gender is not really identifiable, or they don't present as a specific gender. So
Wouldn't that be agender?
Well, it's from what I've researched on it, because I have looked it up because I was curious about
well, you
myself.
kind of present non-binary, don't you?
Yeah, basically, from what it is, it's not identifying as either male or females, but yet again, like I do not identify as non-binary.
Uh huh.
But from what I have looked up, it's not like neither like male nor female. Like either you're both or neither. Like it's pretty much like asexual,
Uh
but
huh.
it's this spectrum
Uh
name
huh.
kind of. And then
Right.
you have like gender queer, other like the
Yeah, they
what
mention
I
like gender fluid and stuff like that as well. And uh, gender fluid means that one day they could be feeling female, one day they could be feeling male, or one day they could just be feeling neither. So,
but
uh,
like I said,
yeah.
none of it. I don't think Clay. I don't think you do, but I know me and Luke don't, so I don't actually know what the
I'm actually more like agender. I don't worry
Hmm.
about
yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So
So,
like I don't really. That's from the research I've looked
yeah.
at.
I mean, she doesn't identify it, but I know that Rio has a bit of a look to her that she keeps her hair short, and she she's tough as hell. So
So
I've
apparently
yeah,
non-binary is an umbrella term.
umbrella term. Yeah, that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
because
sense.
like from what I've read, it kind of read like that, where it was kind of like the asexuality is more of a spectrum than
Mm-hmm.
you know something one distinct thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of which, speak of the devil, this is your time to shine, Rio. Because guess
Oh
what just came
yeah.
up? Do asexual people not want sex, don't feel horny, but still get butterflies in their stomach for a person they like? Or does it mean they don't have any crushes, attraction of any form?
No, we are. So there's a lot of people just don't think that sexual
If I could just
like
interrupt real quick, uh, Rio identifies as ace. If
yeah
I
yeah
didn't
yeah
make that clear, she does identify as ace, so she is probably the number one person to
yeah.
go about this. So you continue.
I actually identify as pan romantic asexual, so we
Oh,
do feel like there's different types of what is it like attraction.
yeah.
So long story short, we do not really feel sexual attraction. Of course, again, umbrella term, so
Mm-hmm.
everybody's sexuality looks different.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, we don't feel sexual attraction, but we feel the like physical attraction. Like for example, I love Luke's blue eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and like aesthetic attraction, like somebody's personality. We do find qualities in
Mm-hmm.
people that we like, but we do you know it's like putting mayonnaise on sandwich
Yeah.
sandwiches.
Some
I
sometimes you
I
want
might want
mayonnaise.
it on
Yeah.
yeah So sometimes I want it, sometimes I don't. Like
Mhm.
personally, I don't. I could go like decades without having sex. The only reason why I don't personally, as as I individual, is because I know that Luke is allosexual and it is more of a bonding
Mhm.
thing for us.
Yeah. So yeah, believe me, folks, I freely I and Rio knows that I went through a crisis when she came out as Ace, and it did not change my feelings for her. It did not at all. So no one think that I was questioning or anything like that. I it took her like let's see, it took like a few weeks and like several comics for you to finally get me to understand it.
Well, the
Cuz
thing is, those few weeks, because like there is going to be like naturally like
it was jarring. It was very
yeah,
jarring.
because like we are in our 30s,
Uh-huh.
so a lot of this stuff it wasn't a thing when we were younger, or
Well,
it
it
wasn't
was, but it
such a
wasn't
thing.
prevalent. Yeah.
Yeah, like it finding information on asexuality back in the 2010s was really hard
Mhm.
because it's things like that. It's not the heteronormative,
Uh-huh.
allonormative.
Yeah.
So if I could have like found the information that I did, the level of information that I did back when I was in high school,
Mhm.
I would have started identifying back. But
Mhm.
I'm about like what about 7 years in I've been identifying
Yeah.
as it.
Yeah. Since I'd say right before or just after we got married, I think it was
And
about
I was
the.
actually really nervous actually telling you. I came out to
Yeah.
Luke over text,
Yeah.
and it took me like like several months of research to
Yeah.
and like soul searching
I
to
mean, you married a
figure
dum
out.
dum, so a very inquisitive dum dum who wanted to understand completely, but also then kind of had a bit of a crisis. Uh, but we got through it, and I'll be more than happy to explain my side of this. But um, the thing was, yeah, it and I want to tell anyone out there because I'll give it back to Rio here if she's still got more to say. But I'll tell anyone who meets someone who identifies as ace, don't think, make sure get to know them, and understand their view. Just because they identify that way, there's still facets of different ways that they'll interact with you. Like, I mean, for the simplest terms, Rio and I have a kid. She identifies
Yeah.
as asexual.
Yeah, that's
That you don't know how many times I have said that, and people look at me like, "How is that possible?" I'm like, I'm like, and then I go, "Sandwich and mayonnaise." is what it is.
So when I get asked about that, because they're like, "Well, you can't be asexual because you have a kid." I'm like, "That's
Mm,
so." I kind of listed that as like reproductive
yeah,
sex,
yeah,
which is more logical because I
yeah.
can understand. Like, I've always wanted to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, like even before I came out
Mm-hmm.
as asexual, and so like that was a part of like the whole second guessing
Yeah.
kind of thing. Is like, could I possibly be asexual if I myself want kids, or like all this? And they're like, yeah, it's totally fine. The research was all like very
Mm-hmm.
supportive about it
Yeah.
and made it make sense.
Yeah.
So sometimes if it's like a logical thing, like it's like, yeah, I'll have sex to get the kid that I want,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And for the record, this does not mean that because there's always a bit of a stereotype around when people use the term logic. When she's saying logic, she just means making sense. She doesn't mean like cold, emotionless logic because uh, I will
Well,
say we
what
have
I
a
mean is
yeah.
like there is a knowledge and informational through line
Mm-hmm.
where like I've always wanted to be a mom. In order to do that, I have to have sex,
Yeah.
and I'm asexual, so I'm not comfortable necessarily doing sex. But in order to get what I want, I have to kind of, for
Yeah.
lack of a better way of saying it, power
Yeah.
through.
Well,
Because normally, for me at least, it's kind of more of a chore
mm,
to
love
do
you
it.
too.
Like, I don't, I
No,
don't
no,
mean
no,
to.
no. Maybe,
But
maybe.
yeah, it sounds bad,
Yeah.
but
Well, here, let me try to put a better spin on it for you. Rio does it is not what she is going for when it comes to what would be considered a romantic evening. But she does go into it knowing that doing it though it's not really what she's after. She knows that the act of doing it uh, shows appreciation towards me, and she knows that it's how I show affection, and therefore she's like, I think these few minutes that we have doing this is not going to be terrible, but and I also know that when it comes down to it, that like near the end of it, it'll be like, uh, we're done. We could snuggle for a bit, but when we're done, we're done. And
I got video games to go
yeah, so
play.
it's not like a cold shut off. We've worked through it and stuff like that. So it's I'm not going to say that I I will say if you do end up dating someone who identifies as ace and something like that, I'm not going to say there's anything. I will say if things will happen, they'll happen, but do not expect them to be immediate or something that is just gonna happen, because it's you really gotta have a lot of and from what I know from Rio, you have to have a lot of trust from a person who's ace for them to even like consider the option of physical intimacy.
I
So
mean, I've also had a lot of really personal problems surrounding physical intimacy that you know of that
mhm.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything.
But the way I see it is the give and take of love.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I don't need it, but you being the sexuality of allosexuality that you are,
Uh huh.
I know that you do,
Yeah.
and me being in love with you, I
Hmm.
want to make sure that your needs are being taken
Yeah.
care of and that you feel loved.
Yeah.
And even if it might make me uncomfortable, I want to do it because it makes you happy
And I do strive
and
in
you need
every
it.
situation to try to make you as comfortable as possible. So
Yeah, you do.
yeah, and here's would be the trade off. If let's say the Fox Theater was having a uh, showing of Little Pet Shop of Horrors, and I'm not really a person that
That
likes to
sounds
go out
awesome.
much. I would, but if Rio said, "Can we go?" I'd be like, you know what? I can dedicate 2 hours to go to a show, and
Yeah, we've
yeah,
had a lot of
yeah,
funny like
yeah.
kind of joke, kind of not rules.
But I
But
will say, I will die on this hill. I will not go see Grease.
I mean, I wouldn't want to see a live action of Grease.
And the only reason I'll die on that hill is I'd never watched it originally as a movie. I never saw it as a performance, and I'm just like, you know what? I haven't seen it. I will just die never knowing it. So
One of these days, I'm gonna play it while you're sleeping.
I don't care about the soundtrack. I've heard
Your
the soundtrack so
subconscious,
much.
your subconscious will know.
I think I could probably do the whole. I probably could give the whole premise of the dang. If I listen to the soundtrack, I could probably give the whole premise of the movie and the show, and people would think I watched it, and I'll say nope, never watched it once. So, but anywho, sorry, we got a little off on that one.
I never seen it either.
Thank you. I don't see the hype, honestly. I'm like, yeah, John Travolta in his prime. Okay, woo.
I
Big
mean,
woo.
I like the music, but that's like I can
Uh-huh.
give up like, and the second one's not even watched.
Oh, I
It's
mean,
worth
there shouldn't have been a sequel.
acknowledging.
Let's see here. Okay, so here's something. Uh, why is intersex included when that's a physiological chromosomal variation and not truly a gender orientation? I think you're being a bit too broad on that. I think if it's someone who like has not like chosen to specifically be one gender in that situation, like if they were, because I met someone who said I'm intersex female identity. I'm like, okay, so you're intersex, great, yay, but you prefer to be addressed as a female. Okay, that seems like a gender to me. So, I guess in perspective, if you really want to cut it down, you could also say that male and female come down to a chromosomal uh, physiological difference on that. So, I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs on that. We lost Rio again. Um, there we go. There she is. Did you have any input on that one, or? Did you even hear the one that says why is intersex included if it's more of a physiological chromosomal variation?
Well, because isn't that like a gender?
Well, that's what I was just saying. I'm like, well, if you're it's because when it comes to intersex things, and a lot of people are doing it now, is that it used to be if you had a intersex, or in this case hermaphroditic child, the parents would sometimes just say, well, what do they present more as at the moment they're born? And then they would make a decision, and like, well, if they are presenting more as a female when they're born, have them be like remove this and have them be female. Or if they present more male, do this and present them as male. And so, but now that parents are like, maybe this should be more of a thing that they make a decision on. I know I've talked to intersex people, which, as I mentioned earlier, they will say, well, I'm intersex, but I identify as female. And they still have, like, both, they're still, like, hermaphroditic and all that stuff. So I still say that is another gender at that point. Physical or chromosomal or not, because even male and female is physical and chromosomal. So, I mean, I think you're just kind of trying to narrow it down to brass tacks, and you really can't narrow it down to brass tacks, because you're just going to end up kind of putting your foot in your mouth. So, but, yeah. What else we got? Okay, this guy's pretty good. All right. I would totally laugh if someone came up and asked me this. Do you pay an upgrade fee to go from LGBTQ membership to the LGBTQ plus? It's $9.99 per month, and and you have to donate about 10% of your income.
Yeah, we will get like
Yeah. But we don't go door to door bothering you about it, so it's all on your own willingness.
That we also pay our taxes.
Yeah!
Yeah.
We're not tax free. We're not tax exempt. So
Yeah.
we believe if we do annoy you, we should pay. Anywho, okay. Few ones here. I'm also fighting ghosts, so it may take me a minute here. I know I've had this question asked to me before, but since it's up here, I might as well just answer it again. What exactly is pansexuality? And it says kitchenware question mark. Like, no, there is not an attraction to any type of crockery or kitchenware, even though I get plenty of memes of people tying ropes around cast iron pots, and I'm getting kind of tired of it. But no, it is that I am attracted. I'm not attracted to one's gender. I am attracted to more their personality overall, and I find it both attractive and arousing with people's personalities. So, if I've had people go, I mean, I've had like some people be like, well, I identify as this. Is that a problem? Like, no, you're a decent person. Why would that be a problem? And we lost Rio again. Welcome back, Rio. But no, and I honestly think pan is probably like the when I was thinking about, because I used to identify as bi, but the thing is that when it said two gender, well, then I started like meeting up like trans and non-binaries, and of course my wife being ace and all that. I'm like, the gender really doesn't bother me. It doesn't. The gender, though, I know it's important to the person. For me, that's not the point that I fall in love with a person. It's more their personality and the kind of person they are. And mostly it's, for me, I'm like, if you are a kind, nice, and kind of nerdy person, you're awesome. And I'd kind of say, and Rio, tell me if I'm wrong on that, pansexuals are kind of the Labradors of the sexual spectrum. Kind of like, we want to be your friend, and that's about it.
Yeah.
We just kind of sit there like, hi, you're cute. But what kind of bothers me, though, because I hate the stigma that is around it, like, oh, pansexuality is just people who wanna who just wanna say that, just wanna like open themselves up to more options and are constantly thinking about who they're gonna be with next. And I'm like, number one, you're kind of wrong on that one, because you are thinking of a I think what you would be thinking of is more of a omnisexual, but even then, those people aren't like lusting constantly and drooling over people to just constantly have sex or anything like that. You're thinking more nymphomania, and that is not the case here. So, yeah, and yeah, I am not an expert on that subject, so I mean I know what it is, but I'm not going to go in there because I don't want to go, because for all I know, nymphomania could be actually something that really, really affects people. Welcome back. But no, I mean, I've have my the fun thing about it is that Rio and I sometimes have this like just almost like this game, like who is attractive in this group of people. And I've yeah, remember the airplane?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I remember there's this one stewardess, and before anyone gets on me, it could have been anyone. It just happened to be a stewardess. We're not sexualizing airline stewards. We're just saying, we saw her, she was a lovely woman, short cropped hair, very friendly demeanor, and she was, I believe she was Asian descent. And I just remember Rio nudging me and going like, "Oh, she's pretty." And I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
she is."
she was very attractive.
Yes, and that was before Rio came out as they, but we still do that to this day. Like at conventions, like I'm like, so how many people did you think? She's like, oh, I like the one person that was dressed as this and the one person dressed as this. They wore the outfits very well, and the personalities are really good for the character and stuff like. It's very fun, and it's like I said, it's kind of just like this fun little game we have where that and then of course she'll like sometimes point out people, and I'll be like, I don't know, I think I'd have to talk to them first to really kind of understand it, like if because I Rio knows there are a lot of people that could be seen as like really attractive that I am almost like vulgarly repulsed by. And like I will like vehemently say like, yeah, that person may look nice, but there's something about them I just cannot find even like conversationally attractive. And
I'm kind of like that too.
yeah, and
Some people.
so and a lot of people call it my vibe check, because I can walk into a room sometimes and kind of pick up on people and like, okay, these people appear friendly, but that guy over there, it's like I just get a feeling in my stomach that I do not. I'm like, I don't know, but some people be like, oh, you're being too judgmental. Then I'll go talk to the person, and they'll come back. I'm like, yeah, that was a mistake. So, yeah. And it leads to a lot of I told you so's, too. Like, I told you they were going to be a dick. So... But that just may be my just interaction with people in general. But I mean, I know through high school, I mean, the thing is that a lot of people found it weird that they found me weird that I'd go out, everyone would be like swooning over the cheerleaders. And I'm like, yeah, they look good, but they're all got terrible attitudes. And they're like, that's not the point of cheerleaders. And I'm like, oh, I kind of think it should be. But then I'd be like, then you'd have like the band students and everything else, or the real like bookish type people. I'd always love getting to meet. I'm like, these people are the ones that no one ever wants to pay attention to and stuff like that. So I'd always be like, they must be the most interesting people in the world. And I would just love to go. Yeah. And I tell you, I think I had more delightful conversations from the people who would go to the library on their class break and study and be researching something than I did anyone who was a jock or a cheerleader or anything like that. And yeah, so, and I'll tell you, it was kind of funny when I did actually. There was a cheerleader that kind of was trying to. In all honesty, I kind of figured it was a catfish, but she's like, "Oh, you seem sweet," and stuff like that. I'm like, "Okay, yeah." I'm like, "You seem nice," and then but I just never really connected with her, and then I kind of saw her true colors, and I'm like, "Yeah, no." And she's like, what do you mean, no? I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm like, she's like, well, you must be gay or something. I'm like, well, maybe I should be.
You said that?
I did, because she's just such a bitch. I'm like, I kind of wish I was, so I didn't have to put up with you. At least that's what I wanted to say, but I did say, like, maybe I should be. So, uh, we still have you, Rio? I think Rio's having real connection problems.
I've always been similar, like I'm more into personalities and
Yeah,
than how someone looks.
yeah. Yeah, there she goes again. But, I mean, the thing is that I know that there are plenty of people that when I started like being open about my identity and stuff like that, I kind of feel that my generation, it's a bit boring to come out now. Because like you see all the like generation X and the generation before them and all that, they're have all these like real dramatic coming out stories like, oh, my parents disowned me, but I gained stronger for it, and then later years down we reconnected and they realized that they were wrong and all that. I'm like, yeah, that's great and all. Yeah, I see you disconnected, sweetie. But when I came out, it was kind of, my mom's like, okay, that's fine. As long as you're doing this and this and this and all that stuff, and you're not planning on like leaving your wife or anything like that. I'm like, I wasn't planning on it. But but I was like, okay. And then when I actually had time to like sit down and like talk to my dad, which I was able to do, and just my dad, it wasn't. It was for me. It was more. I wanted to talk to him to show that, because sometimes my dad thinks I'm scared of him, or that I get scared of like some of the ways he acts. My dad's not a bad person or a violent person. He is a bit. He gets flustered, and but it's usually in situations where he's like confused or frustrated. He gets really flustered, and usually he's just acting a certain way to be like, I just want this done, and I just want everything to be working back to normal. And before you get on him about it, my dad is a very loving, very understanding person. And when I talk to him, I'm like, Dad, I'm not going to drag this out any further than I have to. I just want to say that the thing Mom talked to you about me last weekend, I just wanted to say I appreciate you hearing her out and being accepting of it. And he then went into like the whole like, I'm okay with it. I don't understand it, but as long as you're happy and you're safe, I'm fine with it. And he got into this tone that we call Dad just trying to get through the conversation. Which, it's not that he didn't want to talk, it's just he's like, I don't understand this, and I don't like being in a situation where I don't understand something, but I know it's important to you, so I'm going to be in this conversation until you are satisfied with what answer I give. And he means that with love. So so I was very just glad that him and I had a one-on-one talk about it. And I mean, there's still some people I haven't told. I plan to, but I'm waiting for the right moment. But
The right moment.
well, it's mostly just my brother, and I don't. He's dealing with a lot at the moment as far as his family goes. Nothing like too severe, just stuff that he's stressed out about. And I don't want him to be stressed out and then possibly lash out or something like that. I'd like him to be in a state of mind where he can be the guy I know he is and just give me a straight, honest, like, opinion, and which I doubt would be anything negative. Do we have you back, Rio? think she is like having a terrible time with her connection. Oh, I found the key.
What was it at? I
Oh, I
didn't
found
find that.
I found the treasury key. I don't think I found the upper room key. No, I haven't found the upper room key. It was just
What
lying
the
on the ground.
hell?
What?
I just got teleported.
To where?
I jumped on the ship and it's like, nope, teleport.
What did it teleport you far?
No, I'm still here, but
Okay. Rio, you still there?
requires treasury key.
I have the treasury key, but I'm trying to find the upstairs one. I'm also trying to see if Rio can hear us.
I'm here.
There we go. Okay.
I just got back.
Yeah.
The internet's being homophobic.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Oh, here's one. How do you know you're attracted to the same sex? Well, that's kind of an easy one.
How do you know?
I mean,
You like what you're looking at.
yeah,
I mean,
I'd say it's about that simple, really. I mean,
I have a feeling whoever asked this question is probably of certain religions
yeah.
who aren't allowed to
I
have
mean,
feelings.
I'm gonna take it at this. I'm sure this person is genuinely curious, but probably comes from a background that they weren't able to like talk about this, and they're just kind of word vomiting the question. So,
Either that or a teenager.
or it's a teenager, which yeah, this would be like this would be something that I think a guy in high school would say if he like was on the track team or something, not trying to flash back to my past or anything like that. And then and then,
Tell us
Oh,
more.
you were on
okay,
the track
shut
team?
it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Jeesh. I will tell my sad tragic story in a moment, but I don't have the book rights yet. Anyway, um but this sounds like someone who's either doesn't know who's just kind of being a bit brash in how they're asking, but also I think genuinely wants to know. So we're going to go on this as a positive. Um it it's kind of as Clay said, you kind of just do you feel comfortable around the person? Does this person make you feel like you're when you're around this person, do they make you feel like you're welcome around them, stuff like that? Do they make you feel happy? Do they give you that kind of butterfly feeling in your stomach? Do you then kind of just think about them in a way that you would think about someone you really, 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 really care about? And I'm sure I'll make a few people uncomfortable on this, but if you start having intimate feelings about said person, uh, if that's your thing, I mean, yeah, you homophobic homophobic internet. Uh, Rio's finally getting some juicy details, and
Well, it
then
says
she gets
door's
cut
already
off.
open.
I opened it up. I found the key.
I said you look for a key and it's been open the whole
Yeah,
time.
I did find the key. So, but I'd say if you feel an attraction to the same gender, number one, explore it. I mean, I'm not saying go run off and date the first person you meet, but I'm saying it's find a friendly chat group or something of people who are like allies to LGBT or something like that. There are so many accessible routes to discovering your own identity.
now. A lot more than there were back in the late 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. I do believe one benefit of the internet ages is it has allowed people to explore themselves a bit more safely than it used to be. Uh, but now, since people want me to spill the tea, Rio, you still here?
The tea.
Well, I guess I can't spill the tea if she's not here. Long and short of it, this was something I had to deal with on my own. And I did deal with it. And it actually started off because someone was pranking me. And I was very fed up with being pranked. And I ended up like calling them out on it. And I think how I was going about it was a bit immature and a bit like petty because I was I will say it wasn't my finest moment, and at least my headspace. But you have to realize at this time I was like 14 or 15, so not the brightest bulb in the pack. All right, are you back to hear my sad, tragic story? Rio?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you ready to hear the story or hear the tea at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So, how it all started out with me finding out my own gender identity was it started in middle school. Um I've never been like a jockey kind of person. I think the most sports-based thing I ever did was I tried out for flag football. That didn't work. I did try out for track in high school, and then I gave up on it. But but I was like, I've never been a tough guy, but I've been an intimidating guy. But I also was a person that was very in touch with their feelings, and if I was upset, I stated it. I didn't just like bottle it up and say, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." I was like, "No, that upset me, and I don't like it." And people would kind of like, and that was, of course, when everyone would be running around like, "Well, that's very gay." I'm like, "Okay," and stuff like that. And then we used to have these things called the school directory. Now, who here knows what a school directory was?
Is that when you call people?
It was that lovely book that they hand out at the beginning of the year of everyone's phone number. So, like every student in your grade, they gave, well, here's the fifth grade directory. And you had everyone's
That was
phone
a
number.
thing?
Yeah, at least in my schools it was.
My schools never did that.
My schools did. And it was annoying because people could prank call you and all this other shit. And
That's kind of bullshit. I'd be pissed
it
off.
it is. But it was the school's way of saying, like, because it was kind of like one of their ways of cracking down on bullying and stuff like that, so parents could like directly say, "Hey, your kid's picking on my kid. We are going to be having a discussion of this." Oh, and so on and so forth. Oh, we lost Rio again, right in the middle of the story. Oh, you back?
Yeah. I think the internet didn't like me trying to play my game, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
hang out.
Okay. So, because I know why you want to listen, because you're going to hear about me and being gay. I know why. Anyway, yeah, Rio likes Yuri. Anyway, uh, um, so anyway, this one kid kept picking on me and kept bugging me and kept bugging me. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just back the fuck off? At the time, and I probably said it just like that too. I'm like, why don't you back off? You don't know me, and you don't understand who I am or anything like that. And all you're trying to do is get a sick laugh out of this. So just stop. It's not going to take me. It's not going to go any further. And then I get a phone call, and it's the kid who was picking on me, and they start like talking very. I'm like, look, I don't want to talk to you at all or anything. Like no, hear me out, and starts talking about like, I only do that because I'm kind of attracted to you and stuff like this. I'm like, okay, I've heard this before. I've seen the after school specials. I know not to fall for this shit. And so they're doing this, and then of course my gullible ass, eventually, but very defensively, says, okay, so what do you want to do about this? Because I was curious. Like, well, why don't we meet up at like one of the bathrooms or something, and we can like work. I'm like, what do you mean? Just I'm like, oh, we lost Rio again. See if she can make it back. Let me see here. Oh, but anyway, we're actually hitting break time here, so
Better hurry up with the story then.
yeah. Well, I'll have to continue the story after break because it is like 1 minute till 2 hours. So
Well, you just have to make people go to the next video to watch.
I
it.
guess if you want to hear the rest of this story, you're just gonna have to come with. I may tell Rio, like, if she wants to just come down here, play her game, and then she doesn't have to be on a headset or anything. We could just talk, and she'll probably
That'll
just
work.
yeah. So yeah, so we'll just take our 10 to 15. I don't know how close we are to a port. Oh, we're right next to Galleon's Grave Outpost. We could just go there. So, as far as this goes, we will be back about 10-15 minutes. Our schedule, Saturday we will be back back on the build table, continuing our Storm Sorter build, and then we'll go from there. Oh. Hey, Rio. Rio, do you hear me? Okay. So Rio, you're more than welcome to come down here after the break and just play your game, and you could just talk normal and not have to have a headset or anything.
I might just like leave early a little bit.
Oh,
Just
I
to
haven't
hang
even.
out.
I barely even started my story.
Not like I think I'll listen to like on Twitch, and I might just
Comment.
jump in and out. Yeah, like as I can, maybe I don't know.
Okay,
Either
well that's
that-
fine. We can work with
either
that.
that, or I'll be like, doo doo doo
Yeah,
for the rest of the night.
yeah. I don't know why it's doing that.
I swear, every time you stream, I cannot watch. I
Oh,
have to have my phone. My phone practically has to live off of the internet because it will affect how our house does
Yeah.
internet.
yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, the internet's just really.
I mean, we have the highest band we can, and I not. Huh.
Might have to run an
Like,
Ethernet
I
cable.
know that. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know. It's just.
I mean, I do have a 100-foot
Maybe
cable.
Or get a Wi-Fi extender.
Ugh. Who knows?
100-foot cable is a lot of cable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I could put you on. I could like put you on my Discord on my phone, but I'll have to plug my phone in so the battery doesn't drain. If that would work. But you might have to plug your phone in too. I think we might have lost her again. But anyway, so and then next Tuesday we'll be back in Hollow Knight. Next Thursday we'll see what we get into. Right now we're at 161 followers, so go ahead and hit that follow button. Help get us up to 170. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell over at YouTube, Spartan93 at YouTube. And if you want to help out the channel, hit that subscribe button, because subscribing not only gets rid of those pesky ads, but it helps us out with server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, model kits, and diapers for little baby Bray. So we greatly appreciate that as well. And with that, if you'll be sticking around, we'll be back about 10, 15 minutes. If not, remember to get out there, discover, explore, create, innovate. We will see you here next time on Spartan93 Gaming. Love you guys. Take it easy. And when we get back, I will continue my story as to how I discovered myself gender identified and sexuality identified. So, I don't know why I said it that way. That was weird. Anyway, so take it easy. Love you guys. Ah, man. Clay, you're gonna probably have to unload the ship. All right.